morning, everybody. You're going to have to excuse my greasy look here this morning. I did a workout and I'm going to be taking a shower here shortly and getting ready, but I wanted to get some meat out of the freezers and just kind of bring some stuff up for basically the next 4 days or so. So I'm just going to kind of rifle around in here trying to figure out what exactly it is that I forgot to put my gloves on, and they're in the garage and I'm in the basement, so I'm going to have to do this kind of quick. So yes, I just went grocery shopping. I did a big grocery shop a couple of days ago. I got a pretty good size Thrive order of like some snacks and things delivered to me yesterday. And so yes, I did just go grocery shopping, but this video is going to be basically sort of no meal plan-ish, at least nothing written down, just pulling things from the freezers. And I've kind of gotten to that point in grocery shopping now where I pretty much know the things that I just need. And so when I do a great big shop, I just buy all the things I generally need for most of the different types of meals. Sometimes there might be something new I want to try that takes a new ingredient, but I do try to steer clear of too many new ingredients because, well, that just gets expensive to get too many new ingredients. It also, if it's something you don't really like or you're not going to use often, you end up with 100 bottles of random things in the refrigerator. Okay, let me just show you what I pulled up. So I did pull up some of these little egg casseroles. I'm going to get those onto a paper plate right now and get them in the microwave. I have not had any breakfast yet this morning other than some coffee, and I'm hungry. I brought up some shrimp. I have to count this, but I want to have about, let's see, 4 times 4, 16. I don't know. We'll have to see how many these are, but I want to make some kebabs for lunch this morning, for lunch today. So that is what that is, and I may just open that and put some of them back into the freezer. I pulled out this big, oh, this is so cold. It's very humid in the house right now. Everything is getting super, super icy. I did pull out this big package here of chicken leg quarters. I'm going to have to let it thaw somewhat because there's nothing I can put that into right now. I'd like to get this into the Instant Pot at some point here. And you know, if anyone has ever tried one of those thawing trays, let me know, because I would be interested in knowing if those work great or if there's something you found that just works just as well. I've heard some people maybe put it on like a metal cookie sheet, turn the cookie sheet upside down, and then set their meat on that, and that helps to kind of displace or disperse some of the coldness and thaw it faster. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below for that. But at some point, I'm going to cook this chicken down because I want to make some chicken salad. We're going out on the boat again on Saturday to the 3rd lake. I told you that we're trying that we're trying the 3 lakes down in like the town of Rome. That is Lake Arrowhead, Lake Camelot, and Lake Sherwood. And Sherwood is this weekend. I pulled out some very icy rhubarb. I'm going to make the rhubarb dessert for Warren. He loves that. I pulled out this bag of sweet potato blend, and this will probably go along with our shrimp for lunch, I'm thinking. I had ordered a bunch of these from my niece's fundraiser, and they were just like in a Walmart style bag or something like that, Piggly Wiggly bag, and I just kind of forgot they were down there. And so I pulled up one of these. This is going to have to rise for 8 to 12 hours. So that is a long time from now. I wonder if I should keep this frozen until tonight and then let it thaw, actually set it out overnight to thaw and rise. I think that would be best. I brought up a tube, 1.5 pounds of ground beef. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but I want it to thaw. I brought up some mini roasts, 8 venison mini roasts. I did have a question recently, a lady saying that her husband is a hunter and they have a deer in the freezer and she just can't get over the smell of it cooking. Now, that is not something that has ever bothered me. I mean, it's kind of like, I just always equate it to this, is that all meats are going to smell different. I mean, shrimp is going to smell different than chicken, than ground beef, than venison, than turkey. And when you walk into a house, you're kind of like, I think they're cooking a beef steak, or I think they're cooking a venison roast, or I think maybe we're having something kind of like something fish related, or maybe we're having roasted chicken. You can kind of smell that smell, and every meat has its own smell. And so I don't find the smell of venison offensive. If you're not really into the venison, grind it all. You can always mix it half with ground beef to lessen the venison flavor, if that's what you're trying to lessen. I happen to love the venison flavor, we do. So anyway, but with these, I guess that's not a really great answer for her question, but that's all I got. Some mini roasts here. These we will season up with a steak seasoning and then wrap them in bacon and put them on the Blackstone. And I'll probably just do this I'm thinking this is probably going to be like a Sunday night supper. And this is going to take a while to thaw, but we also have a turkey breast here, a 5.5 pound turkey breast. Wild turkey, that is going to have to thaw completely and then go into the Instant Pot for a long time pressure cooking to get it nice and tender, because that's what I want, for it to get really nice and tender. And then I'll probably make like a gravy and then just serve it over mashed potatoes with some homemade bread. That is how everybody would like it. I will have the turkey with the gravy, and also probably serve it with like some roasted green beans or something. All right, I am going to just kind of get this stuff put where it needs to go, in the fridge if we're not having it for a while, or in the sink to thaw here right now for lunch. And I'm gonna go get my shower done. I am ready to get into the kitchen. I have that 1.5 pound of hamburger is in the microwave, just thawing a little bit, just enough so I can get the wrapper off of it. And I have some thawed zucchini. I took this out and put it in the fridge a couple of days ago. It's totally thawed, and I want to get this made into, you know it, zucchini chocolate chip muffins. All right, so into the bowl of my KitchenAid, I am going to be doing a double batch, you guys. So I will give you the double batch amounts. First, I'm going to put in 2 eggs, 1 cup of vegetable oil, a 1/2 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. If you're cooking along with me and you haven't already brought your trash can out, bring that out now. About a 1/2 cup, maybe a little more. At this point, you don't ever want to overmix muffin batter, so at this point you can just kind of fold in if it needs a little bit more folding with a big, kind of a heavy-duty spatula. Did you guys know that I have spatulas that say A Country Life? Can you see that? A Country Life. I ordered these from... There's a lady in, shoot, is she in Montana? I think she's in Montana. Anyway, I ordered them from her, and she makes the spatulas, she engraves on it. I also have little sets that have the mini spatulas, like this. Mine are red and pink, and also, what are those called? Wooden spoons. So at this point, I am just, yes, I know the meat is beeping at me. It's done in the microwave, and I'll get that going in just a sec. I'm going to get my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Okay, that's perfect. All right, we're going to get these muffin pans sprayed. You can use liners if you want. And then I'm going to use this handy dandy little scoop because it gives me just the right amount of muffin batter for each pan. Okay, I'm going to go open the microwave because that is getting annoying, isn't it? I'm going to get some of this cleaned up, and we're going to get set for making the crust of rhubarb custard dairy bar. We just call this rhubarb dessert, and everybody knows what I'm talking about, but the full name is rhubarb custard dairy bar. And this also is in cookbook number 1 on page 54. The muffins were on page 42. I recently had somebody reach out from South Africa saying that they were interested in getting my cookbooks. I have not checked my website, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, if you're willing to pay whatever the shipping is that pops up on the website, I'm pretty sure you should be able to order those. But otherwise, I do have digital versions available too, and you can always order those and then like print it out for yourself, or keep it digitally and just kind of flip through the pages digitally if that is your jam. Not my jam. I'm a paper girl, but if it's your jam, then I have that available as well. Okay, let's get this cleaned up so we can get going on the rhubarb dessert. What's up, Joe? Here is what we're going to do now. For rhubarb custard dairy bar, we're going to put in 2 cups of flour, 4 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 cup of butter. I'm going to slice this up, or like cube it up. I save napkins. That's what I was just reaching up into the cupboard for. I save napkins that aren't very much used and have a lot of life left in them, especially like at supper time. We put out a napkin for everybody, but sometimes they don't use it, but I feel like I don't want to put it back onto the clean pile. Anyways, I save those just for times like this when I'm cooking and I need something to just quick wipe my fingers on. Yes, Maria?
What are you making?
I am making rhubarb custard dairy bar.
What's that smell?
All right, I'd normally use my glass 9x13, but that actually is in the fridge. So we're just going to use this. Just press it into the bottom of the 9x13 pan. So when the muffins come out in about 5 minutes, I'm going to put this in at same temp, 350 degrees for 10 minutes. And in this same bowl is where I'm going to make the custard mix. So 3 eggs. 1 1/4 cups of sugar. 3 to 4 tablespoons of flour. A little bit of salt, 1/4 teaspoon. Now here's where you need some milk. You need a cup. And on the recipe here it says heavy cream or 2% milk or whole milk. Works really well. I've even used half and half and that has worked as well. So just know that, I mean, obviously the higher fat content of the milk that you use or the cream, it's going to be a much more thick. The custard is going to get very, very thick. I personally think it almost gets a little bit tough if you use totally heavy cream. Sometimes I've done like heavy cream mixed with some whole milk or heavy cream with a little 2%, whatever I have. So just kind of use what you have. All right, we're just going to get this stirred around here. And then we're going to add in 6 cups of rhubarb. Now, when I package up rhubarb, when I'm pulling rhubarb down from the garden and packaging it, I typically do it in 6-cup increments because this recipe is usually what I do with rhubarb, and it takes 6 cups. And if I want to make a rhubarb bread, or like rhubarb streusel bread or something like that, and that takes a couple of cups, then I just kind of keep one open in the fridge or in the freezer for things like that. All right, those muffins are going to be done in just a minute, less than a minute here. All right, and here is 6 cups of rhubarb. Still icy. That's okay. Oh, I'm gonna take that big hunk of ice off though. Right there. I have to take a little detour from the kitchen. So Maria's gonna take the muffins out. They just came out of the oven, so she's gonna take those out to get those, let those cool. And Peter turned off the weed whacker and said that he can't get it started again. So I'm gonna go out and see if I can. I honestly feel it's highly unlikely that I'm going to be able to, but since it's hot, I feel like maybe, but Peter says no, we're not going to be able to. We're going to see. All right, so what do we got here? So so I see gas already in there, so that should be okay. Does it have to be pumped?
No.
Okay. So is it that you can't get it past the...
No, this is
Yep.
the stop point, and it.
Okay. You're sure that's as far as it goes?
Yes.
Do we have to pull any safety
No.
switch or anything? You don't have to pull this?
No, that floods it if you do that.
You're sure? Because
Yes.
on mine, I have to do that.
Yeah, that.
So
on
where do I
this
put
it
my
will flood.
hand? Right here?
Yeah.
There you go.
We have to put gas in
What did you just say?
it. We have to put gas in it.
Now we have to turn it off?
Yeah.
Think you should have told me that first? Okay, that was very sad. Now, which one of these gases is for that one? You're positive?
Yeah. Just wait. Let me go grab my headphones and stuff.
Okay, he needs his headphones, like the safety protector work, what are those called? Work tunes. They're like a safety earmuff, but they also have music. And I think this, he said, is the gas. As you can tell, I don't do this. I just don't do this.
I got my stuff.
Okay, fill it up.
This way I gotta.
All right, have fun.
Okay.
See you at lunch. All right, the muffins look really nice. The one thing I just love about this recipe, and I mean, I don't think I have a single other muffin recipe that does this, but they puff up so nicely and they get like this little crust right here. And actually, anybody who tries these muffins, that's the first thing they comment on, is this little tiny lip, that like little crusty lip right there. Everybody, that's what they comment on. When we had some builders here working, oh gosh, that was back in 2020, immediately they had them and they're like, I don't know how you did that, but that's really good. So anyway, try this recipe. You will not be disappointed. It works really good with yellow squash as well, like summer squash, the yellow kind, works well. The crust is done. Let me find a hot pad. Soon, these hot pads are going to be back in my store. Maria has just made, I think, 8 or 9 of them, and we took some pictures the other day, so we're going to get those listed here soon. She charges $10 for the pot holder, and she reimburses me the cost of the loops, and then the money that she gets, she gives $1 of that to the food pantry, and then 50% of her leftovers goes into her bank account for her college savings, and then the rest she gets to spend on what it is that she might like to buy. So anyway, there will be like 8 or 9 of these for sure in all different colors and patterns. There's one. These need to be washed, as you can tell. There's another pattern. Here's a pattern. This one I don't think was from her. I think this one might have been from Sam when he was like 9 or 10. I will keep that up to date in the newsletter. I think that whenever we do finally get those listed, it will be in the newsletter. So those people will be the first to know. All right, this isn't the greatest angle, but let's get this rhubarb custard poured over. All right, I'm just gonna spread the rhubarb out so there's rhubarb in every bite. So back into the oven now, still at 350 for 50 minutes. since I have a little time and the hamburger is not quite thawed yet, I'm actually going to sit down and do my Wordle and my mini crossword and my Mahjong challenge today. So that's what's on tap. So that's probably going to take me about maybe, I don't know, 10, 12 minutes. And maybe not even that long. Anyway, that's what's next.
What kind are you making?
At this point now, I have Maria here. She is going to help me skewer some kebabs. We're going to do these shrimp kebabs. I'm going to do half of them lemon dill shrimp, and the other half we're just going to do like a garlic butter. So I need a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and we're going to do a 1/4 cup of olive oil in that one. And then we need a tablespoon of lemon juice, and whoop, that one's not open. We need 2 teaspoons of dill. Looks like 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. It calls for some minced garlic. I'm just going to use some garlic powder.
You're welcome, sir.
And then I need 3/4 teaspoons of salt. A little bit more than that, I feel like. And a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And then we're just going to mix this around. Okay, so there's one marinade done. And now for this marinade. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take the lid off. That's going to work better. And for this one, we're just going to put a bunch of this garlic. What is this called? This is called butter garlic grill seasoning. And then we're just going to mix this up too. I'm going to actually add a little, I feel like I need another liquid in here. Maybe just a smidge of water. Okay, I put a couple teaspoons of water in here. That's going to work better. I'm going to get that mixed up. Like I said, I have Maria here. We are going to skewer these kebabs. I saved these skewers from when we got them from Aldi. And yeah, I think what you're going to do, Maria, you want to get through both.
Oh, so I have to pick up this slimy
You're going to have to
piece
pick
of shrimp?
up the shrimp. Yes, you are.
Oh,
And we're going to put
it's yuck.
Wow.
3 to 4.
Slimy, slippery, weird-looking piece of shrimp.
All right, so this is what our skewers look like. And then I just put a lid on, and I was just kind of shaking them back and forth to get them marinating. Maria is going to make us a box of macaroni and cheese, and we'll have some shrimp and some salad and macaroni and cheese for lunch today. While I was out blackstoning the shrimp, the rhubarb dessert came out of the oven, so that just has to like set and cool completely before putting the topping on. The topping is a mixture of Cool Whip and cream cheese and sugar, and I'm trying to think if there's a little vanilla. I can't remember. I have to look at the recipe. Maria is working on macaroni and cheese. Tell us, is this
what?
the first time you've made macaroni and cheese all by yourself?
No, but the first time I burnt most of it. This time I didn't. So, yeah.
That's a good thing. Looks like some good macaroni. And then here are the shrimps. Look at the little shrimps under there. I want to keep them hot, so I'm going to keep them covered until Warren and Joe come in. We have a little bit of salad and some cottage cheese. And if anybody wants a muffin, we've got that too.
You're going to help me cut firewood. And fertilize.
Shrimps.
Well, we have one little shrimp skewer left here, and I have to say, I am not going to buy those $6.99 or $7.99 packs of shrimp anymore with the marinades. This was so easy to do. So easy to do. And you could do this with any flavorings that you like. About a 1/4 cup of olive oil, or really any kind of oil you like. And then some seasoning, a little salt and pepper. I think what would be really good too would be a Cajun seasoning. And I think I will do that next time. Or, you know, kind of like the shrimp taco seasoning. That would be very good on these shrimp like this. But just a little bit of oil, maybe a teaspoon or so of water. Or if you want to do something a little bit citrusy, just do the lemon juice or lime juice would be really good. I think actually what would be really good is just lemon, lime, maybe even a little bit of orange. And then, hi Joe, it's been a while.
Don't touch me, please.
And, Hi. And then maybe just some salt and pepper. That would be a very, very good, I think, citrus zest or something. I don't know what you would call it. So anyway, very good, very easy. I put these on the black stone. They take about a minute, 2 minutes, maybe like 2 minutes per side. So remember yesterday I told you, it's the next morning, you guys. Remember I told you that I was gonna make this braided pastry apple with white icing. This was from a butter braid fundraiser. So last night I remembered to get it out, but it wasn't until 10 o'clock. So it's finally, it looks to be risen enough. So I have the oven set at 325. It has to go for about 25 minutes. I also have the rhubarb dessert here. I have to put the topping on that today. And then I just pulled out 4 of these little sausage muffins from the freezer, and I'm going to get these into the microwave to defrost and warm up. And when Warren comes in, then we're going to sit down and have some breakfast. He was out, he had to put on fungicide this morning, and so that means that he was up and out by 4 o'clock. It's now 7:30, and he's going to be coming in probably a half an hour or so, and we're going to sit down and have some breakfast together. Oh, look at that. Flaky, golden. It smells very good. Can you smell it? When you came in the house, could you smell that it was baking? Yeah, it smells very good. All right, well, what has to happen is this is supposed to cool for a little while, and then there's this little glaze packet here that goes over top. So that's that. And here are how the little muffins turned out. I just had them in the microwave on defrost for quite a while. I think that they're still warm. I hope so. And we've got some coffee in a chipped mug. Anybody else have men in their life who just eat over the sink? Oh, my Uncle John used to eat a whole meal and then eat dessert, and then after dessert you would see him over the kitchen sink eating more mashed potatoes and gravy. And I catch my guys doing the same thing. Eating over the sink. I have a lot going on here in the kitchen. It's my dishes day. I have to put all these dishes away that Peter washed yesterday evening, and I have some more dishes to wash over here. All right, but I needed to get this chicken going. So I had this 10-pound bag of chicken leg quarters, and so I pulled out 5 of them because there's going to be 5 of us for supper tonight, and each of us will probably eat one. They're varying sizes, so that'll be perfect. But right now, I'm just going to get those set aside. I have more chicken in here, and what I'm doing is just pulling them out, and I'm trimming off if there's any big chunks of fat or huge amounts of skin. I'm just trimming that off, and I'm just pitching it today. And once I have the excess cut off, I'm just putting it into my Instant Pot, because the rest of this here I'm going to cook down. It looks like there's 4. Are there 4 or just 3? 4, it looks like, chicken leg quarters still in here. Wow, what is this? Oh, they're stuck together. Okay. And these I'm going to cook down here and make into chicken salad. Did I mention this? We're going to be out on the boat tomorrow, and I wanted to have some chicken salad because what we've been doing is having a picnic when we get back to the boat landing. And that's been a lot of fun and saves a lot of money, because when you get back off the water, it's like everybody is saying they're hungry, and if you don't have something ready to go at home or a picnic packed, then there's that temptation to go out to eat, which is nice to do, especially when we're going to a new area. It's kind of fun. There are a lot of restaurants down in that area that would be so fun to try, but it is expensive, and you guys know how expensive going out to eat has been. All right, so I'm going to put this in the Instant Pot. I'm going to set it, I'm going to press the poultry button and see. Oh, I need to put some water. How did I forget that? The chicken will cook down with a lot of its own liquid. Okay, close. It's on lock. We're going to hit the poultry button, and that is 20 minutes on not quite high. So what I'm going to do is hit pressure level up to complete high, and we are going to add a little bit more. I'm going to add 3 more minutes, 23 minutes at high pressure, and let that cook down. I'll let it cool and then pull all that meat off the bone. All right, at this point here I'm going to make the topping for the rhubarb dessert. So I need 4 tablespoons. Sorry, not 4 tablespoons. I need 4 ounces, which is a half a block of cream cheese. And I'm going to put that in here and get that mixing so it can really soften up. And I will add in the sugar, which is a 1/4 cup of just regular granulated sugar, and a little bit of vanilla. If you would like a really thick topping on the rhubarb dessert, you can double this. 29 years ago or something, when I originally had gotten the recipe for this rhubarb custard dairy bar, which is what it was called, it had a lot more sugar, it had a lot more flour. So like in the custard, I have 3 to 4 tablespoons of flour. Originally, it was 6 to 7 tablespoons of flour, which was just too much. It didn't have any like softness or, I don't want to say soupy because it's not soupy, but it was just too dense, I thought. I think it only called for 4 cups of rhubarb. So for rhubarb, I thought that just was not enough rhubarb. And then the topping, I'm pretty sure it was double this. It was a whole block, 8 ounces of cream cheese, with 16 ounces, which is the 16, yes, with an entire thing of Cool Whip like this. I just thought that was way too much topping. So I've adapted this recipe to what we like, and that's how I wrote it in the cookbook, of course, which is like how I make it. It's my recipe. It's plenty sweet. Gonna scrape that. Ah! I just burnt myself on my Instant Pot. Ouch. Okay, so we're gonna use half of this tub of whipped topping, or Cool Whip, whatever you want to call it. I find I have to scrape this pretty often to get the cream cheese mixture to really mix in well. I have used my beaters before with my hand mixer. Honestly, I think that works better. I'm not really sure why. I pulled my KitchenAid out to do this. I just did, and I was like, well, I gotta just go with it.
There's these pretty yellow ones.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like skinny at the bottom and then they come up. They're really pretty.
Are they lilies? The yellow lilies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're yellow lilies. Some money.
Yes, and $10.
Because I think I only have like $14 or
Or
something.
$10, Maria.
His birthday party.
Right.
I was looking at the calendar. Happy birthday.
This mini egg muffin casseroles, whatever you want to call them, this recipe is a little different than the Pioneer Woman recipe. In her recipe, you mix the eggs with the cheese and the meat and everything all together at once, and then separate it out into the muffin pan. But in this one, you're supposed to just kind of separate each individual ingredient and then top with eggs. So I'm following along with what it says to do, and I doubled the recipe, so I would end up with 12 of these, because Warren and I really like the Pioneer Woman recipe, and I'm down to just like one more day for us with those. And so I wanted to have some of these, and I really love broccoli so much, and he's actually been coming around to broccoli more and more every year. And bacon, you can never go wrong. So this has to go into the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. At this point, I'm going to put together some Salisbury steak, and we're actually going to have this for lunch. It might seem a little just like a little much for lunch, but I don't have any leftovers from yesterday, and I have the meat thawed, and you know, really, what does it matter? So I'm starting with 2 eggs and a half a cup of milk, and then I didn't have any breadcrumbs, and I also don't have any brown gravy mix. So what I end up doing is just using some of this roasted, what is this called? Roasted beef base, and I use the minced onion. That's sort of like the brown gravy mix. And then I also, oh, for the breadcrumbs, I just crushed up some Ritz crackers, and I'm calling it good. This is a very, very forgiving recipe. Again, I've made this for like 25 plus years. Yeah, it's just super forgiving. I added a little salt and pepper to it, and now I'm going to put in, actually I have ground beef, and I don't have quite 2 pounds. I only have a 1.5 pound tube. Normally I would do this with venison, which is in 2-pound tubes, but it is what it is. Wow, these really puffed way up and even kind of ran over a little bit. Look at how that one puffed, like, look at that one, it puffed straight up, almost like a popover. All right, well, I'm going to let these cool for just a couple of minutes, get them out of the muffin pan, let them cool. They're probably, yep, I can already tell they're sinking, and that is normal. That is what has happened to mine all the time. They always puff way up, then as they start to kind of cool just a bit, they kind of sink a little, but that's totally normal, like I said, and they taste, well, I don't know about these, but the other ones that I make do taste absolutely delicious. They have, the other ones I make have sausage and onion and green pepper and the egg, and that one actually has a little milk, I think, in it, and then some salt and pepper and chili powder. So this one is just a little different. Looking forward to trying these two. All right, tractor sounds in the background. That means Warren must be done with the mowing for the day. Him and Peter have to fertilize this afternoon. Okay, I just cut a little piece off of this because I had to try it. These are phenomenal. A little bit salty. It called for a teaspoon of salt for the double batch. I would actually cut that back next time and just keep the single batch amount of salt, because with the bacon, it's plenty salty. So I would just go with a half teaspoon of salt. So yes, they are a little salty, but these are so, so good. I almost want to say I like them better than the Pioneer Woman ones. Now, what if I did the Pioneer Woman ones with bacon instead of sausage? Because I love green pepper and onion together. And that's what really has sold me on the other ones. That's what I love about those. But I don't know, they are both so delicious. If you are looking for little easy on-the-go breakfasts, I mean, these could be kept, 12 of these like this for us. I wouldn't even have to freeze these. I could just keep these in the fridge, and we would just pull out a couple. Yeah, I mean, I eat 2 of these for breakfast because I just do that in coffee. I mean, if you were doing like maybe a half a bagel or a piece of toast and one of these, that would be great, but I just eat this, and I have 2 of them, so this would not last that long. I wouldn't even have to freeze them. So good. I just can't tell you enough how good these are. That bacon in there is just so, so good. Yes, the milk goes in with the water. I've got Peter in the kitchen here with me now. He's actually making some instant mashed potatoes, and I am just going to make some gravy with the chicken drippings. I know that Salisbury steak should have brown gravy, but I don't have that, and I have chicken drippings, so I'm making chicken gravy. And this is how lunch is turning out. Like I said, I just did the chicken gravy. Peter whipped up some instant mashed potatoes. We have the Salisbury steak, and there we go, lunch. It is the afternoon now. Actually, it's already 5 o'clock here, but we're just going to get started. I was in town for a little bit, and I called home, and Peter was in. They had finished fertilizing, and so he got some of the things going for the chicken. Because tonight we are doing Grandma's oven fried chicken, so he did get the oven turned on. He got the butter melted. That's a whole stick, right, Peter? Okay. And then he also got the flour mixture ready for me, and he brought the chicken in from the fridge. So now I'm just going to shake all of this chicken in the flour mixture and then put it into the big the pan skin side down at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. So this is the halfway point. This has been 30 minutes. So I'm just flipping the chicken over. That means that it's skin side up now. And it's going to go in for, ooh, I just squirted, another 30 minutes. Do you think that's funny, Joe? Sometimes with some bigger pieces of chicken, it may have to go a little longer than the hour. I'm thinking today it's going to go a little bit longer because I just want this to get, super, super tender. I want it to basically fall off the bone. I need to be able to hold the pan and kind of arrange this a little bit so that everything is, down, and then this will go in for at least another 30 minutes. I ended up leaving the chicken in for about another 15 minutes just because, like I said, they're kind of big pieces and I really wanted the skin to get nice and crunchy.
Smile, please. Hey, Peter.
What?
Where's my food?
Get some food.
Smile. Big smile. Ugh.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to have a lake day today. We're taking the boat down to the third. Yes, we're taking it down to the third lake, Lake Sherwood. And I'm making some chicken salad to take along for our picnic. So this is all the meat that I picked off of the bones yesterday from when I put the leg quarters into the Instant Pot. I'm gonna do all of it because we love chicken salad. Chicken salad holds up for, 4 days for sure. I'm gonna do half Miracle Whip, half mayo. I have some celery here. We're gonna put in some dried cranberries, some onion powder, some salt, some pepper. And what else do I put in here? And nuts. I'm going to do some pecans today. Well, this made a ton of chicken salad, so I hope we want to eat chicken salad for a long time.
Yeah, I will.
Would you taste it and tell me if you think it needs more salt or pepper or something?
I think you're salty enough.
Thanks. I don't know. I don't know what you want. There's a bite.
Let me just get a spoon.
Yeah.
Or a fork.
Yeah. Grab something. Does it need more mayo, more salt, more pepper?
I think it's perfect.
You think it's good?
I do.
Yeah, I thought it was too. It is a hot, humid, muggy, that's the same thing, kind of day. They've been calling for storms. We were supposed to be getting storms all overnight, which we really didn't. Maybe got a little bit of rain late, but nothing overnight and into the morning like they were saying. Keep saying that we're supposed to be in for some thunderstorms. Still not happening, and it is already 4:45, and I am so happy that I have meat thawed because we're gonna pull out the Blackstone again tonight. I'm going to get these I'm going to get these mini roasts wrapped in bacon. Actually, first I'm going to season them with some steak seasoning, wrap them in bacon, and we're going to get those onto the Blackstone. I have some leftover instant mashed potatoes from the other night. I'm going to warm that up, and we're going to do, I have I'm going to get a cantaloupe cut up, as well as open up a bag of salad, and that is going to be our supper here tonight. And it's just so nice to have this meat already thawed. This here now is the wild turkey. It's just wild turkey breast. So basically what I'm going to do is pressure cook the heck out of this. Come on, there we go. Pressure cook, pressure cook. And look what I did the other day on my Instant Pot. So I know some people are like, oh, I'm afraid of an Instant Pot. And I was always like, why? Why? Well, I accidentally was reaching for something and I hit this little thing with my arm and it made some steam escape, and that's what happened. It doesn't hurt anymore, but it really hurt at the time. All right, so this is on tight. I don't think I did.
Can I get some?
Yeah, you can show it to him. I'm going to put this on for a long, long, long time. Pressure cook. And we're going to do, whoops, no, we want pressure level. I just like pressure, high pressure. Back to pressure cook. And we are going to go a couple of hours. 60, 60, 60. Let's pressure cook. There we go. Let's go 310 and see what happens. That takes us to almost 9 o'clock tonight. And I think that's going to be just right. Because the plan is, I know we're in hot weather right now, but the plan is to shred this turkey then, and I'll probably turn it into maybe just like some turkey soup, and also some like turkey and gravy over noodles, rice, mashed potatoes, something like that.
I do. To who and you.
Warren Blackstoned the bacon wrapped mini roasts for supper tonight. And this is third time's a charm, instant mashed potatoes. This is the third supper that we're having them for. And then some salad. We have some cantaloupe or muskmelon. So that is how supper is looking tonight. The turkey, with 3 hours of pressure cooking, it definitely is shredding nicely. This is so incredibly lean that I would not call it juicy though. So wild turkey breast especially, extremely lean. This is like straight protein. I don't think there's probably not even a gram of fat in here. But it is shredding nicely. I think most of this I'm probably going to make a gravy, like I said, and then put it over whatever we decide. Mashed potatoes, rice, buttered noodles, any or all of the above. I am back into the kitchen here, and we're going to work with that turkey. I'm also going to make this golden egg bread. I have my handy dandy, very old, people ask me all the time what brand my bread machine is. It's very, very old. The pan is bent. This is broken off. The only reason it's staying there is because it's leaning up against the cupboard right now. But this is the brand. If you say that, Oster or Oster. So that's the brand, and this has to be. It has to be at least 20 years old, because I know my first one lasted for quite a while, but not quite as long as what I thought it was going to last. So, and this one I've had forever. All right, golden egg bread. I'm going to get the warm water, the sugar, the oil, and the eggs in here. And then on top of that, I'm going to put some salt and bread flour and yeast. So Peter's joined me in the kitchen here, and we are going to camp. Adventure camp is right around the corner, isn't it? Yeah. And so I asked if he would make a whole bunch of jerky, because truth be told, I'm a bit concerned about the food situation. I bought a bunch of nuts. I don't really know what all, I really can't take a cooler along. And I'm a little bit concerned about what all we're going to have for meals, because I feel like camp food is going to be chicken strips, macaroni and cheese, pizza, all the things, pancakes, waffles, all of that kind of thing, oatmeal. And I'm just a little concerned because I've been doing so good and feeling so good, right? Yep. Have I been feeling good? Yep. I am on fire, aren't I? So anyway, I said, maybe Peter, you would make me some jerky. So he's going to make, I'm not a big jerky fan, but I will take one for the team. He's going to do 6 pounds of venison jerky. So we have to go down and get that meat out. And today is going to be the end of all of the meat that I had brought up the other day. That's going to be the end of it. So it was kind of time to make a little bit of a, So what we did is we made a little bit of a list here for the meals over the next couple of days, what we're going to do, and we're just pulling everything from the freezer. I didn't come up with any like new meals that I need to go and buy ingredients for or anything. So we're going to dig around. We're going to find 6 pounds of venison burger for the jerky, and then we're going to find beef burger for making hamburgers, and we're gonna pull out a pack of brat patties for tomorrow. And then Peter had asked for spaghetti and meat sauce, so we're gonna get some more. Do you want that with venison or beef? With venison. And then we're gonna look for pork chops. And that should pretty much take us through until it's time to go for camp. And I had asked Warren, I said, is there anything special you want for when you and Joe are here? The only thing you want me to make sure I have, and all he requested was hamburger buns, because he said him and Joe, we're gonna make burgers on the Blackstone every chance they get. So that's where we're heading off to. We're heading off to the basement to do our dig through the freezers. Okay, first up, we're gonna dig around in here looking for the pork, and I would like, it's not gonna be in there, hun, so that whole box is gonna have to get lifted out.
Oh, that
And
noise is gonna be.
you don't like that noise? I see the brat patties. So, should we just do 4 brat patties, or should we do a lot? Should we do 8?
I think
To make sure that we have enough? 8 plus burger, or 4 plus burgers? Okay, and now we need some pork chops. This, I think, is all fish. There are lots of beef, but where are the pork chops? I bet we're out. What's that? It's a ham steak. Okay, next freezer. Peter's gonna dig around finding a pack of beef. No, that's not. That's just a little.
venison.
Yep, a little tiny. See right down there? That should be beef. All right, we're back upstairs here, and it appears that what Peter has over there is the last of our ground venison. We also are very near the end of the pork, so I have 3 fresh pork steaks here. It's not necessarily our favorite. We actually like the smoked pork steaks a lot better. Or ham steaks, I guess this is what it's called. But we're gonna be having our grandkids here on Saturday, so I know that they like meat. So we're gonna do all 3 of them on the Blackstone on Saturday. We have some brat patties, we have some ground beef. This is going to be for the spaghetti that Peter had requested. And wait, where's the hamburger for the burgers?
That's what you got the beef for.
I know, but what about, but what are we going to do for spaghetti
We
then?
can do beef.
So this is 6 pounds. So everything over here in this kind of water thaw situation is going to be for venison jerky, or I should just call it jerky because it's going to be a mix. Okay, so we need 1 more thing of ground beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to run down and get 1 more ground beef. For the turkey soup, I'm gonna make it very similarly to chicken noodle soup. I'm even gonna just use chicken soup base because that's what I have. And I'm gonna do some celery here as well as carrots and I think a little onion. I've got a little bit of onion chopped already in the fridge, so I'm going to use that up. And then maybe some green beans too at the end. That would be a good addition to turkey soup. Oh, some of those carrots are pretty giant, aren't they? Everyone is going to have to open their mouth up wide for this soup. And now I have this ground beef in here because I'm going to brown this up. It'll be ready to go when we want to put together the spaghetti sauce later this week. And so, yeah, I figured since I've got the bread machine going and I have my other Dutch oven going, and I might as well get this Dutch oven going because then, you know, I'm sticking around the kitchen. I'm going to go do some laundry actually, but I am sticking around the kitchen. It just seems wise to get this started and try to get as much as I can do in the kitchen done today. And then over the next couple of days, I just know that I have like the beginnings of a meal already set to go, and finishing it up doesn't take quite so long. I could let this rise a little bit longer, but you know what? I need to get this into the oven so we can have supper tonight. My oven is preheated, so in it goes. Warren is going to be very happy with this loaf of bread. It's very, very dark. This was in at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. I never opened up the oven door to check on it. I just, a couple of minutes ago, I was like, I'm really smelling the bread. And I thought, well, it's got 2 minutes. Let's just let it go. And it is a nice, dark, crusty loaf. So he is going to be just... Do men get tickled pink? I don't know. That's the only phrase that's coming to my mind right now. I'm going to get this out, let it cool for a little bit, and we are going to slice into this warm. And here is the turkey noodle soup, which has absorbed so much of the liquid. That's okay. Everybody will be happy with that. I'm making quite a mess here making breakfast this morning, but I wanted to show you guys. I thought I would finally give these a try. These are those cheese fries that I got from Aldi. I'd never seen anything like this before. I followed the directions on the back for pan frying. There's the picture, and this is what mine turned out like. It basically just looks like a bunch of cheese curds fried without any kind of breading. So anyway, I think it tastes good. It's kind of a nice... Seems like kind of a nice salty cheese, but yeah, doesn't look anything like the picture. So remember the other day we got out, or I was getting out all that meat. Actually, it was Peter and I, so he's got the jerky going and everything right now. And here for lunch we are having burgers and we are having brat patties. So Joe, you're gonna have to take a brat patty. Use a tongs though, honey. Use a tongs. And if you're gonna have a hamburger, then you need to have a brat patty right there, so everyone can have a chance at a hamburger. And we're just having kind of all the fixings here with it. We've got some little fruit cups, and that is going to be lunch. It's great to have this meat thawed, so it's always ready to go. So this is going to be the last cooking day for this video here. I know I do still have those, the uncured ham steaks in the refrigerator, but tomorrow when we make those, I am going to be having my grandkids here, and so I think it's just going to be busy enough. It'll be the day before we go to camp, so I know there's going to be some last minute packing for that. Plus the grandkids are going to be here, and it might rain tomorrow, which would mean that we would end up just kind of stuck in the house. So anyway, this is the last night of cooking. I have the ground beef over here that I cooked up the other day. There's a little bit of fat in there. I'm going to leave that in. It adds good flavor, and it's not very much at all. And it's going to, I just think that it's going to add a lot of good flavor to spaghetti sauce. I have tomato sauce here, just straight tomato sauce, no seasonings, and I am going to doctor this up until it is the flavor that I'd like it to be for spaghetti sauce. So I'll put in some Italian seasoning, a little bit more oregano, some garlic, some salt, some pepper, a little bit of sugar, and we'll just keep stirring and testing until it tastes like what we want. So this is how our supper is looking tonight. I'm just serving mine over cauliflower, and everybody else is doing like noodles because they're just regular people. They're normal. With a little Parmesan, a little shaky cheese, some green beans, and no shaky cheese for you. Oh, and Maria said we're also having some cuties there, and then I have some just fresh Parmesan, and I will put that on mine. This is going to be a pretty epic food video here. I just was putting some of the footage up onto, like lining it up, and I have like 3 hours of footage, and that doesn't even include today. So anyway, I think it's going to be epic. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
See you in the next time, guys.